it's Elle and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Today we are going to be talking about my top 5 makeup palettes that I absolutely love and use on a daily basis. And then I'm also going to do a little small look with this palette since you guys have been wondering about my opinion on this. So it's a twofer today. So before we get going, hit that subscribe button, give me a little thumbs up. Please share this with somebody that you might think would like it, and let's do it. All right, so let's do this. I don't have a lot of makeup on. I do have my foundation on, but we're gonna go into this palette. I have used this a couple of times, and I wanted to kind of show you a look with it. So I'm gonna actually go in with base all over the lid area, and I wanna talk you through this palette. So I think that this palette is nice. I like the colors that are in this palette. I think they're beautiful. There's a lot of great combinations between browns and purples and some pinks in here. And there's some really just nice transition colors. I do wish that there were more mattes, and this is just for me and for, I think, like the ELLESQUAD. I think we would like there to be a little bit more matte colors rather than these glittery colors. I did buy this from Beautylish. So I'm gonna go in with Viatal. It's very pigmented, you guys, extremely pigmented. And okay, so I'm trying to choose my words here. It is very, very pigmented. If you use the wrong brush, the brush that comes with it, I actually had used, and it's not bad at all. It's actually a really nice brush, sorry. By the way, Volatile is one of my very favorite colors out of this palette because it is a more on the neutral transition shade side. So it has a little bit of brown, it has a little bit of gray, and it has a little bit of kind of a dusty purple in it, which I think is beautiful and would be great for a lot of different eye colors. But it does have quite a bit of kickback. I'm gonna go in with Incense, and I'm just gonna build this up right here. All matte colors so far. But it does have some kickback if you use the wrong brush. Like this brush, I just use in tapping motions. You know, there's a lot of talk nowadays on, oh, there's a lot of fallout on X, Y, and Z palettes, or, there's a lot of fallout whenever I tap into the palette. I definitely I don't really have that big of a problem with it because if you're going to use a fluffier brush, it's going to have some kick to it. But I would say that it's something to note for sure on this palette that it does have some kickback in the department in the palette. But, and it hasn't too much fallout here, but again, that's also user. I always tap off the excess. So that's something that you might want to keep in the back of your head. I'm going to actually go in with Love, and I'm going to just kind of sweep over this. I think that the matte section in this palette is really, really beautiful. I think that the colors are creamy. I think that the colors are very wearable. I absolutely love that she included a base color in there that actually would work for a lot of different skin tones. But for me and for us, I don't know like how much I would use this section. I just feel like it's a little way sparkly. I'm going to use rose gold here real quick, and I'm going to use it with my finger because in my opinion these colors need to be used with your finger in a tapping and pulling motion. I mean, look that's really pretty, right? It's so pretty. But I don't know, I just feel like I'm probably not the right person for the demographic of this palette. And again, there's some fallout here. I don't have any concealer on, but there's some fallout from the glittery shades. I am going to take my little pencil brush, and I am going to go into this one right here, which is called Passion. And I'm just going to deepen this outer V. I think that if you are a palette collector, somebody that really enjoys having the latest palettes, somebody that doesn't have maybe a lot of these colors, And maybe somebody that doesn't have like too much texture on the lid, I would say that you could absolutely go for this palette. I think it is really nice, but I don't think, if you have other ones that you love, I don't necessarily know if you really need this palette. I don't think it's one of those that I'm like, oh my god, you guys, this is like a must-have palette. I'm actually going to go in with this one called Soul, and I'm just going to add a little bit of color right here. I just want to see how that plays. It's pretty. It's a really beautiful, like, kind of bluish color. Really pretty. And then I'm going to take my finger again, and I'm going to go into Dreamer, and I'm going to go in here, into this little guy right here, and give that a little kick. Yeah, I just think that the sparklier shades for me are just too sparkly. It definitely will show a ton of texture on my lids, but that's just kind of my general feeling about this. But I love this line. I absolutely love this bottom row. I think it is gorgeous. Maybe if you have children, they could use the top line. I just think if you're trying to get like a sophisticated look, I don't know if I really love this. I don't know. I have a really kind of weird feeling about this top line. I do though love Drama. When you blend this beautiful purple color out, it's not very glittery. So when you use it with a brush, it is not very glittery at all, and I think it's a really beautiful color. So my overall thing is, I don't know if I would buy it again, honestly. Like, I kind of, once when I bought it, I was like, I didn't want to buy it, but I wanted to try it out for you guys. So I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup. I'll be right back, and if you stayed until now, thank you, and you will get rewarded with my top 5 palettes that you must have. All right, right back. All right, guys, so everything is on. I literally just ran a little bit of Soul and Volatile underneath my eyes. And that is all I did. All right, so let's move on to my top 5 palettes that I absolutely use in my professional kit and that I use on myself. And I just think that they are staples that will last you a very long time. And yeah, so let's get started. So the first one is that I want to talk about is this Becca palette. You guys, this palette is so good. It is well loved. So it's my second one too. Please don't judge me. This is called the Ombre Rouge Eye Palette. They're all mattes. It is a warmer palette, but they actually are just very neutral on the eye. You can really get a very sultry glam look, a very natural look. I just love this palette. Every time I kind of, by the way, I'm sorry, I said they're all matte. These have just this tiny little shift to them. I'm sorry. I mean, the tiniest little bit you would never know. So that's why I think that this is such a perfect palette for more mature eyes, because they are soft, they are buttery, and they just blend out like a dream. So people that are just kind of starting out, and then these kind of just have a really nice sheen to them that just gives them more of a shift to it. So it's not necessarily like a glitter or a glisten. But I love this palette. This palette does travel with me. So when I go on vacation like I'm doing soon, this palette will be with me because I know I can do any look that I want with it, okay? Now, this palette is actually new from ELLE, and I wanted to pick an ELLE palette. This is this beautiful one. This is called POSH Peacock. And I love the colors because I don't know, I've just never seen a palette with this kind of colors, this kind of green, blue, khaki colors. I will be doing a look with this palette coming up soon because I think it's really great for fall, this palette. But I wanted to pick up a ELLE one because I absolutely love all of ELLE's palettes. They are so well priced, and I just love the way they blend. So I have so many over here. I just thought, oh, I'll pick one up that's a new one because I wanted to show you guys those beautiful kind of, you know, green, bluey colors. But I honestly think that ELLE makes some amazing eyeshadows for sure. All right, and then this one. This is actually Urban Decay Born to Run palette. This palette is, you can also see it's very well loved, is a staple in my kit and in my personal kit, especially when I'm going to do something like an on-camera gig for myself, or you know, I bring it with me everywhere. It's one of those that I'm like, I can't leave home without it. This is a new release. I just love that there are so many colors, and there's a ton of mattes, and the glittery, the shimmery ones in here are not glitter, which I love. They are more of a satin shimmer or a satin finish, so they do great with mature eyes. So if you are kind of a palette lover, this is one to get, and that I think would probably last you several years, probably up until it goes bad. I just think that the colors are fantastic. You can do any look that you would want. They blend really beautifully. I wholeheartedly love this palette. This palette is one of those that I get excited to use. I've been using this a lot on my Hardware Beauty channel. I just can't get enough of this because I can do so many looks. So well done to Urban Decay for sure. I absolutely love this palette. And then this palette actually is really fantastic. It's definitely for beginners. This is called the L'Oreal La Palette Nude. This is one of those L'Oreal palettes that I think are pretty darn good for the price point. I think this is a really great one for teenagers, people that are just starting out in makeup, or if you just want a very natural look, or shadows that are easy to use. Now, the other ones I talked about are definitely easy to use, but they're definitely more pigmented than this. They definitely will give you a lot more saturation in color. This won't as much, so it's kind of that in-between palette, but this is a really, really nice buy from the drugstore. All right, that is that's four. Let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 down. And then the last one, I hopefully will not be a shock to you, but is the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. This actually rings true the same way that the Becca does. It is a very well-made palette. They give you some colors here to highlight underneath the eyes. I use this for contour and blush. These colors here are just so pigmented and beautiful and well done. There is hardly any kickback when you go into this palette. I don't know what's different about this one, but this palette is so well made in my opinion that it just is you can hardly see that I've used it, and I use this all the time. This is also one that goes in my kit and also will travel with me if I need to make sure that I can do any look possible. So this is one that I think is definitely worth any kind of splurge for sure. All right, and then as I always do, I wanted to give you 2 honorable mentions because I said 5, but I have so many more. Is all of the little Smashbox palettes. So these guys, this one is the Blaze Eye palette. I absolutely love the purple one. I couldn't find it, which kind of makes me nervous, but I'm gonna look again. But these palettes are so great. I think the price point is amazing. The quality of the product is really superb. Great pigment payoff. Small, and you can pop these in your hardware brush roll. They do fit in my brush roll, but they also are great for travel. I just really think that these are really well done. I love them. And then my last one is a new find for me. Charlotte Tilbury sent me this palette recently, and I've been playing with this. This is the Sophisticate. I do have a couple of her other ones. I love them. I think they're really, really well made. This one's all matte, which I absolutely love. I love that it's all kind of blendable, neutral colors. I love that there is a more cooler tone color in here because I think they play nice together for sure. I don't love how small the pans are for the price point in this, but I will have to say that these are very, very well done. You know what they remind me of is the Tom Ford eyeshadow quads, or the Chanel eyeshadow quads. They are of that caliber. The Tom Ford ones used to be my ultimate ride or die. There still are, but so much has come out, and I think that they're fantastic. But this is really well made. If you want a little beautiful piece for your vanity, or if you want to splurge on yourself, this is a great place to splurge. This will last you probably about a year, and I just think that these are really well made. So well done, Charlotte. All right, you guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you guys so much for being here. I love you lots, and I will see you in the next one. Lots of love from me to you. Mwah. Bye, you guys.